Now, I wanted to talk about the topic of colorism and how it pertains to texturism, because it's something that I do notice that goes on a lot within our community. It is something that white terrorists put down, because they used to use, if you were lighter, the lighter you are, you could be in the big house, and it was almost like it was a privilege, even though it really was not a privilege. And the darker skin, you would be out in the field, whether you are a man or a woman, and you really didn't get whatever they called benefits. So that's one way to keep us divided and keep us angry and fighting each other, and slaves doing what they needed us to do. So it started there. They put that down. They picked up more advanced ways to psychologically mess with us. But it seems like Black people have picked it up because it is an effective tool. And right now what I see is, for a portion of the 90s and the 2000s, a lot of Black men use colorism. Whether it was in the media, they stopped promoting their own women. You don't see a lot of Black women on their platforms, whether they're musicians, whether they're actors, the love interest, anything where they are, they really don't push Black women, and especially dark-skinned Black women, as the love interest, as the beautiful, sexy woman, as the number one woman. They refuse to do that. And a lot of them say they are controlled by their label, they're controlled by Hollywood, they're controlled. But some of these men do have control over what they do. They do have a level of control, because I have seen it from an up-and-coming artist who was presented with a range of colors of women. He did pick the biracial female to be one of the main chicks that he did display, when he had the opportunity to pick a very beautiful, this woman was gorgeous, dark-skinned woman, to be the primary person in his video. But he decided, his label was there, the director was there, they said pick who you want, and he picked the biracial female. So to say that the hands are tied, I don't believe that. Also, we see the dating patterns, we see the marriage patterns and what's going on. People want to come up with that 87% of men marrying Black women. Let's be honest about that. That's out of I forget the exact percentages, between 27 and 30 something percent of males who are marriage material or who are getting married. Out of that small percentage, that's where you get the 87 percentile of Black marriages. And people like to use that to shut this conversation down. But I wanted to talk about colorism and texturism because when I personally went natural, which was a couple of years ago, I say 4 or 5 years ago, this is what I saw. I saw a lot of biracial females actually with this type of curl pattern. Some was a little bit tighter curled than this, but they still had the loops that I was watching and that I would see that was being promoted and being pushed up the most. So they have hair that looks like this, and a Black woman like me, and I'm on the end of the spectrum, they would say 4C, but I would classify myself as off the charts of saying 4D. My hair it doesn't have a curl pattern. It's very kinky, very coily, and you don't see a curl pattern unless I have like a heavy moisturizer or butter in my hair. Then you can see some type of pattern. But to try and take care of my hair the way they take care of their hair was not working. It was breaking my hair off. And just recently, I say within the past 2 years, I've been seeing more women who have my type of hair and what they do to take care of that hair. But this is what's promoted. Even when you looked at the Kendrick Lamar video where he had the woman going back and forth, you could see her hair texture was not typically Africoid. I was pushed women who were biracial looking and who did not look like me. Even with Shea Moisture, you can see that for biracial women and white women, the formula is very different than black women, because black women were complaining about that formula being changed. But texturism is a big issue, and to show how it hindered me in learning more about my hair and being able to grow my hair, because I cannot do what these women here that you see, which are young girls, but you can see their hair. I can't do the same thing with my hair they do to their hair. And if you remember, the texturism issue is so prevalent that people were talking about Blue Ivy's hair. They were talking as if Beyonce couldn't get a person who was a guru with black hair to take care of her daughter's hair, and as if she would know what to do. Her mother was a hairdresser, for goodness sakes. But it offended people. That her grade of hair, Blue Ivy's hair, offended black people. If people would go in on a baby, and a baby's hair, the hair that is growing out of her skull, her hair is the same damn texture as my hair. So when I walk around, I know what those looks are. I have worn my hair. I didn't twist it. I didn't make it into little coils. I had a bit of an afro, kind of like she has in this picture right here. Right here. But when I did that, I was in a store and it was nothing but black people, and they were stopping and looking, and I could feel the eyes on me, and it made me feel uncomfortable, because these are black people. And I'm like, Negro, you have the same type of hair underneath your wig, underneath your weave, underneath that hat. If you don't get your hair cut, your hair is the same grade as my damn hair. But you're looking at me like, why do I have this out in public? And even Karrueche Chan, which is biracial, she has something to say on 106 in Park about Blue Ivy's hair.
Thought about the VMAs with number 6.
I really did wake up like this because my parents never combed my hair.
I can't.
So, yeah, that was Karrueche Tran, and she has something to say about Blue Ivy's hair. And she called herself just joking. It's always some bullshit directed towards black people. When it's nasty and negative and somebody says something, you see she got booed, but it's always a fucking joke. It's always a joke behind, an insult from one of them. And that's why I say I do not consider biracial people black. She was not the only one to have something to say about Blue Ivy's hair, because my hair looks just like that when I've been laying down. If I take a nap and get up, yes, my twists are all over the place. Hell, it's like that right now. But you can see Lovely T, she basically said Conscious Hood Rat started a petition for Beyonce and Jay-Z to comb Blue Ivy's hair. I think that is a lot of fucking nerves for some Negroes to start a petition for somebody's hair that grows naturally out of their head to have it to your liking, because that's what they wanted. They wanted it to their liking, their white terrorist propagandized mind to have it acceptable. And what the fuck is acceptable? That just shows you that mindset, that white terrorist mindset is still alive, and it's within black people. They can't make a petition to get reparations. They can't make a petition for fair and affordable housing. They can't make a petition to stop having the children terrorized in school. They can't do that shit, but they can start a petition for Beyonce and Jay-Z to do Blue Ivy's hair to their liking. Ain't that some shit? You can see there's quite a few people who have the nerve to be talking about black hair. This is my hair. This is that baby's hair. This is a lot of black male and female's hair, how it naturally grows out of the scalp. This is the indoctrination of this country at work. I'll give 50%, but it's the other 50% of black people that I set this solely in their lap to set up here and to say something like this and to do things like this, as far as texturism, to say, you know, somebody with bouncy curls like a biracial female, like a Traci Ellis Ross, that's beautiful, but a person with a kinkier, coilier texture, they'll say that's nappy, you're nappy headed, it's ugly, it's disgusting, when a lot of black females have that hair. I mean, you can't be a person who's had wigs and weaves in your head so long that you have forgotten the actual texture of your hair to be going after a baby and to be talking about women like this. And I just wanted to shine a light on this because it is attached to colorism. It's basically just trying to diminish the beauty of black, of who we are and our natural features and what we have natural, what grows out of our hair, the different hues of our skin, which the melanin is so beneficial. It's so beneficial that scientists study it. And this is just another branch of colorism, this texturism that I wanted to talk about. And there's other things that I want to talk about pertaining to colorism, especially in the realm of dating and the beauty standard. And that's something I will be discussing in later videos, but I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think about colorism. Let me know what you think about texturism, and I will see you in the next one.